I was just looking at the capital before starting, and I accidentally mixed up the residents and peasant numbers while in my head. I'm looking at, so we got about 56,000 residents, so we're going to support 80,000 in our capital, so we may need to do something about that today. We'll see though. We're currently losing a bit of money. We got the reform still. Well, we did that like in 1425 or something like that, the reforms. Or the last reform. I believe that was the sanctioned merchants. I believe it increased the commerce production a little bit. And the next one, yeah, will increase the commerce production even further. So on the next level, 1% times the state reach of worker commerce income transferred to local tax income. And then less commerce income transferred to noble wealth. Interesting, so that would make the nobility less powerful, which would be quite nice. We do have some cores that we can do. We did have a war right at the end, didn't we? Yeah, we still got the army sitting down in here. Well, we're giving the rebel suppression orders all ready for it. Oh man, yeah, we had the investments happen there because we started with 71 ducats. We only gone a few months forward, so we have done some investments this year. Ooh, we should be able to get a claim over here in a few months. So that we'll be ready for the next war against the neighbors to the south, because, well, the truce is actually going to last until December 36. And yeah, we're losing quite a bit of money, but we should have some modifiers wear out next year about the tax reductions and that sort of stuff that we had to do to make sure our stability didn't go too far down. We do have the disaster again trying to fire up, but hopefully it will not actually fire. We're getting about 1% per month, and says that it's going to be 1st of March 38. So we still got quite a bit of time to fix things, as long as we don't lose stability. Actually, how is the stability doing? It's 96 right now. I think it is actually going up. It is. It's about 1% per month, so in about 3 months we should be... 3 or 4 months we should be back to +1 stability. So that's good, and then that might actually remove the disaster completely again. I know that it says stability at least level 2, but it isn't actually stability 2 that... Well, at least I don't think it was stability 2 that stopped it last time. Let's get the claim over here while we remember to do that. And at that point, we got 2 claims over here, right? Or we got some claims over... Yeah, we got 2 claims over there. We could maybe claim this one. So we'd have to get another 60 points. But then we'd have quite a large area here that we can take in the next war. Without, you know, costing too much. Go ahead and... Actually, which one of these? So that one would be something that we need to core, and that one. I think I'm going to start coring the fort, actually, first. Just so that that might stabilize the province a little bit. Oh, there's no garrison in there, I see. Right, so actually, just out of curiosity, I know that we don't have the cash right now, but how much would it cost to build the level 3 amenities in here? Just out of curiosity. Infrastructure, design, amenities, rank 3. Prepare to construct. Okay, that's not the correct... Oh, it's got level 3, doesn't it? Right, so amenities rank 4. 800, okay, yeah, I don't think we're gonna afford that. Not right now, anyway. Or not in a long while, I reckon. We can hope that the population will start building that, but it will probably need to be a lot closer to actually being full before we can afford it, but sure. We'll get to that eventually. A decent bit of manpower stored up, and we're supposed to... Oh, there we go, stability +1, and there goes the disaster again. There we go. That does help quite a bit. Now, at least the nobility is very loyal right now. We made sure of that. And to pull up some money to pay for this. Yeah, I certainly hope that nobility will pay for it. Oh, there we go. Full grain provision ends. So next year we won't be paying quite as much for the grain provision. I believe that grain provision was like 2 ducats a month, more or less. Oh, and stability goes down again. Right, I have a feeling that the disaster is going to make a comeback very shortly into the list. Can happen under the following conditions. Stability is less than 1. And also all the... hold on a minute. Admin power is less than 5 on the ruler. Now, luckily our next ruler is not going to have that problem. Yeah, we also got quite a bit of corruption right now, about 37, and the state corruption, or the rather the provincial corruption, I would say, is around 50 something. I don't know if it's going down or not. It's probably not going down right now, actually. Now, there's a few things that I could do about it, but I'd rather not risk losing stability again. It's still 51. Let's actually have a look. Is it going up or down? It is actually going down slowly. Now, there's probably a lot of things that I could do to reduce it. I think if we increase the wages, that would reduce the corruption already. Now, I don't suppose the influence of the bureaucrats is only 10. I'm pretty sure that that is not enough for anything. Although, I know that there's some things that, if we go for, okay, ban sale of offices, that would be, admin cost goes up. State corruption and provincial corruption would go down, but that's a -1 in stability. Basically, anything that reduces stability. Ooh, living wage. Okay, we need a lot more state, yeah, state reach. And the influence, we could get up to 30, but only for a little bit. That's not enough. Oh, wait a minute. Organized bureaucracy, this would be probably pretty good overall. Admin costs would go up a little bit, but corruptions would go down, and autonomy would also go down. But we need to get the state reach up a little bit. So are we actually expanding bureaucracy right now? Don't suppose we are. As the expanded authority? No, I'm pretty sure we're not. Okay. So let's do that at least. It does increase the corruption again, which, it's not great, mind you, and the stability increases into what? Okay, you know what? Right now, with the problems with the stability, we're not going to do that. Oh, there we go. White expect tax relief also wears down, so the stability is going to start going down. We might actually want to put... We are making a little bit of money, so I could put in the tax relief in again. That's going to get us the +1 stability. Because it's going to give us a little bit leeway in that at least. Right, so the next core, that's 64 points, so we need to wait how long? 3 months or so? Actually, might be 4. Reduce tributes from... Oh, right, so the clans now will start paying a bit more again. And of course, this mostly has a bit of manpower, I suppose. So what is the force limit? It's 13 now. Do we have a... We don't have a cannon yet. We could get a cannon for this, or bomber, I suppose. You know what? I think I'll do that. And also, we get the core underway. Having that bombard over there for siege purposes is going to be really good. It's not going to be very high damages. Siege faster, so less manpower loss. Yeah, that's true. So we're making about a third of a ducat per month. That's not a lot. But hopefully that'll allow us to start... sort of gathering up a bit of cash. Now, how's the corruption going? It is going tiny bit down, but right now, I suppose there's a lot of state corruption. So, if we could get the bureaucrat corruption going down enough, then that would reduce the global corruption. How's Ossetia's economy doing? That is a good question. I'll look at that once we've got these two. Right, so they are making money. They've got actually more cash than we do. They're making about a similar amount of money as we are. Their expenditures are, of course, a lot smaller. Ooh, are we behind in tech? We are. At the same time, that is a trade idea. The ship trade power. I mean, in all fairness, we might want to complete the trade ideas. Actually, we need to complete the trade ideas for this one. So you know what? Yeah, we're gonna go with the ideas right now. Because the techs are starting to get more and more expensive anyway. We don't have... Well, we got the legalism, but we don't have the commercialization. There's a little bit around with Genoa, but we won't be able to get that unless we can get some provinces with high enough trade power. Which, to be fair, our capital is not far away from that. It really isn't. But did we have any... Okay, commercial is 22.8 right now. I think that is actually slightly less than what it used to be, right? So it might be slowly wearing down, so we'll need to do investments every now and then. Look like there's a throughput on the... Oh, is there a lack of rural population or workforce? Let's have a look. Well, not really, but the wages are still a bit elevated. Yeah, we're just waiting for another claim there. We could do a war against QQ, but I don't think I necessarily want to. Now, to be fair, Trebizond is very loyal. Oh, and actually, I did figure out where is the subcontinent's largest city. And that is actually capital of Trebizond. They got, well, they got 16 urban development. That ain't bad. But yeah, they got 33 development on the province itself. We got, or we had 24. I don't know if it's changed at all yet or not. At some point we do need to start focusing a bit more on the navy, just so that we're going to have a bit of a trade fleet in Anatolia. To get us a bit more trade power and that way a bit more income. Oh, look at that. Is this actually getting... No, it's not getting commercialization. Because they don't have right of commerce. Okay, so technically speaking, the next level of the reforms in there should technically allow us to get the commercialization at some point. It's probably not going to be immediate by any means. And we got the we got the boat over here. We could upgrade this. We just don't have a lot of naval materials. Actually, our max is incredibly low. I don't suppose. Do we produce? Oh wow, there's basically no industry in here. And we're producing a tiny bit of ships, but that's about it. How much is their population? There's 1,000 residents. The life needs are not really met. Okay, that might be a bit of a problem. Right, the nobility's loyalty is still pretty high. I mean, the only one that isn't loyal is tribes. But, you know, we're trying to kind of get rid of them anyway. Stability, I think it's going down right now, isn't it? Yes, yes it is. And it's going down rather quickly, actually. Well, we don't actually have that many years until some of the bad modifiers wear down, or wear off, so it should be technically alright. Should be able to survive, but it's probably going to be a little bit expensive. We can probably loyal up a bit with the factions and reduce corruption with the -20 to loyalties. Possibly. I mean, I suppose... Strategic marriage, would that increase... that would increase loyalty by 7.5%. Friend celebration would be 5, but we don't have the money for that. Lesser nobility would be 20, but I don't want to give them more power right now. Well, not that much power anyway. Yeah, the strategic marriage is something that we could do. That would increase the stability as well. Momentarily, mind you, but it would help. But we'll do that one. So now if we do... Actually, let's have a look at first if we have the option. Leverage the elite, so that's -5 in state corruption. Corruption impact of elites. It's -20 loyalty. Clergy would be a bit unhappy, but that's not too bad, I don't think. A bit of diplo points. And stability would go down a tiny bit, but it's not going to impact the rate of why it goes up or down. But yeah, that would reduce the corruption, but although I suspect that the overall corruption would still start going up again. But you know what? We will do that. Just to explore the options a little bit. Let's actually have a look at the... Oh, direct clergy. What is this one? Organize the missionaries. I actually wonder what this does. Let's have a look. Okay, it probably needs to wait for a little bit for it to fire. Well, it might not work for Orthodox, it might just be a Catholic thing. Right, well, we can support the clergy at least. There's the... Well, maybe not empower, there's the donate to church. That would give a bit of loyalty. And a bit of spirituality. You know what, yeah, we can probably do that. That's a little bit less income for us. For a little bit, but at the same time, if it keeps the clergy happy enough, then we should be fine. But yeah, how's the corruption? Yeah, it's now going up. But at the same time, I suppose next year the corruption increase is hopefully going to be a little bit less. But we're going to also see that the bureaucrat corruption is still fairly high, but that might start going down. I mean, we can actually have a look at the... It's probably not updated, though. Still going down. Balance in factor... Oh, right, yeah, that's... Current stage reach. Oh! Right, so the state reach does increase the corruption a little bit. I mean, I suppose if you've got more power, then you're more likely to abuse the power. So in a way, it does make sense. Right, so last time we had a look at the Europe a little bit. So we knew that France has taken over Scotland. I suspect that England is not going to be very strong in this run. And, oh, right, Portugal has taken a bit of Castile. Because Castile got whooped around by France, I believe. They do have Aragon as a junior partner, and they're allied to Naples and Hungary. Interesting choice. Who's France allied to? They're not allied to anyone. Oh, but they do have Naples as a junior partner. Interesting. And Bourbonnais, Orleans as appendages, and Armagnac Bar, Comines, Foy and Valentinois as vassals. Or feudatories, I suppose. Mamluks want to go through my lands. You know what? I will allow it. So that means that they won't be declaring war on me. Plus, maybe I can improve relation. Oh, right, different religion. They want one of my provinces. That doesn't bode well. But at least it gives me maybe a bit more breathing room. Or if they do send an army marching through my lands, then maybe they'll have a little bit of attrition, and then we'll have some fertilizer for the fields, if nothing else. Right, so the missionary over here is slowly progressing. What about the other one? That is really slow. And there's the second one, the one over here, is the province that we need to convert for one of our missions. We've been at it for quite a while, to be fair, but I'm sure that we'll get it down eventually. Big problem is that the populations aren't all that great, and every now and then there's like there's the populations around the world, you know, they migrate to better provinces from time to time, and every now and then my provinces get like a sudden surge of people from elsewhere, and then that influxes the religion situation. But in terms of rebellions, we should be fine for the time being. Now, I'm hoping to get the legitimacy up a little bit soon enough. Also, I believe there's going to be some modifiers that are going to wear down this year, which might mean that the stability is going to start going up or not. Although, oh, there we go. The corruption has started going down. Oh, and we can do the conversion, yeah. So let's have a look. Oh, not entirely sure if that's yearly or monthly. That might be yearly. I'm assuming that everything about the stability is yearly. Well, actually, state reach is monthly as well, isn't it? But maybe it is monthly. Regardless, it is going down right now. But that means that maybe next year the corruption is going to start going down in general, because the state corruption being over 50% modifier will wear off. And then that's going to be quite a massive impact on there, actually. Might be able to get below 30 corruption again, which would be quite nice. Although the state corruption, or the bureaucrat corruption, is going to start going up again once the modifier wears down, I reckon. Although there might be a few things that will also wear down, which means that it's probably going to be sort of a status quo again. Somewhere along there. Right, Astara is going to be called very shortly. Oh, it was the inland province here. Or the furthest east, I suppose I should say. Although technically speaking, Baku is further east, but like, at least in the new provinces that we took. Furthest is, and we're actually losing a bit of money, but we are doing a lot of things to reduce the stuff. And I suppose our, well, clergy isn't quite as loyal, burghers aren't quite as loyal, nobility isn't quite as loyal, but there's a lot of reasons in there. Now, one thing that I've... we're back to stability 0. Right, well, that means that the disaster might start firing again. The one thing that I realized is that we probably don't want to touch the service dues quite yet. Because that means that the base manpower from nobility is a lot higher. If we go for the upgrade in here, so that manpower goes down, nobility takes more money from siphoning from the taxes. But we also get a bit of tax income from there, but yeah, no, I don't think we want to touch that one right now. There we go, another core done. And the disaster, yeah, is getting a 1% per month again, as per usual. How is our force limit now? It's still 13. Alright, well, I mean, I'll take it. We've got the missionaries over here, we've got some coring going over here. How is some Muscovy? Oh wow, Muscovy is massive. They're fighting the war against Sweden and Denmark. Is that just Muscovy doing its things? Oh, right. They're defending, although they seem to be doing pretty well in that. Look at the Denmark, so they got junior partners Norway and Sweden. Right, well that makes sense. Back in Muscovy and Pskov. Huh. They're still doing that bad. Expanded authority has worn down. Now, I suppose I could do that again. Just in case. At least expand authority. Stability increase interval is going to be a little bit extended. But we get a little bit more state reach, hopefully. And that might get us closer to the 25, because once we get to 25, actually, I'll need to double check. 25 state reach. I mean, the battle sale of officers, that would cost us stability. But in the long run, that would be quite useful, I would say. Muscovy with his vessel swarm is quite powerful early game. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they have a lot of vessels right now. 14,000 men plus 14,000 from vessels. That does sound pretty strong early on, especially. Right, so the hierarchy, that would be quite nice. Although that would increase state corruption and bureaucratic corruption, at least temporarily. And it's quite expensive in terms of points to use on that. Hold on, civil? Oh, right, okay. Yeah, we'd have to have this for the examinations to all officials, but we can't do that yet. The Autumn Province of Primary Culture has important center of learning or higher. Some capital has capital intellectual 1 or higher. Has meritocratic institution. Oh wow. Right, well we won't be doing that one then. We could actually do the basic education, but that's also elite power from wealth. Actually, that might work rather nicely for the burgher power to be increased. But also the nobility would probably get a bit more power from there. But like that wouldn't be too bad. We'll need the influence, but we can get that. That's not the problem. Up to 30 at least, or somewhere around there. National divisions, okay, that needs state reach of 80, so that's not going to happen. Autonomy needs to go down for this one. Appointed magistrates would be pretty good though. We just need to kind of... I mean, the big problem is that we are conquering a lot of land, so we won't be able to do this anytime soon, because the autonomy is going to be fairly high on the newly conquered areas until the unrest goes down far enough. And let's be honest, there's a lot of lands that still have very varying degrees of unrest. Now, it looks like the HRE has not done any of the reforms yet. They could do them, or in theory at least. Oh, Bohemia announced Ottomans as a rival. Interesting. I mean, to be fair, Ottomans are getting stronger and... Oh, wow, yeah, they are really getting stronger, aren't they? Pushing all the way into... Well, I suppose that would be more along the lines of modern-day Romania still, but... Yeah, they are expanding pretty far already. We're not even at the vanilla start date yet, although we are going to reach that today. Oh, hey, we're also getting core in Ardabil soon. How good is the province itself? I mean, do they have any... No, they do have metal in here. We've got some processed materials, textiles, and houseware in here. I'm kind of tempted to make some armament industry in here at some point, but we'll probably have to wait with that for a while. Still losing a bit of cash from all the tax refunds and all that. Well, not refunds, but reliefs and all that sort of stuff that we had to do. Oh, yeah, the corruption is still going up, so we didn't actually manage to reduce the... Oh, maybe it needs to go below 40 points, or something like that. For some of the modifiers to wear down. Or maybe below 45. So is the corruption still going down or not? That's the question. It is still going down. I think that, yeah, that must be yearly reduction in there. Oh, and my tax relief has worn off again. How's the stability? It's going down rather badly. Now we could do the tax relief thing again to get us back to +1 stability. Which would reduce the risk of the... You know what, we'll probably do that for now, but at some point we need to stop doing that again. For a little bit. Because we just need to get some money, and we're not really getting it while we're doing that. Yeah, the interwall thing is going to go off next year, October. So that's going to relieve a lot of the pressure. Until then, I just wanted to get the stability back to +1, so we don't get the disaster or anything like that. It's probably not going to hit anyway, but... Like, I just want to make sure that we don't hit that. Plus, the stability increases the growth rates and all that. How is the population in our capital now? It's already 57,000 residents. Oh, what do we have here? We got minor center of learning. Ooh. Wayhor announced Rebizon as their new rival. Oh dear. I'm gonna have to fight one of my allies soon enough. Well, maybe not quite. Oh, they probably want to have these areas here, don't they? And Theodoro, oh right, Theodoro, I can't oh. The troopers there under the White Horde, okay. So vassalization, I can't do that. Because this is between borders. If I can get my economy to be a bit better, then maybe I'd be able to reduce the negative modifiers there far enough to be able to vassalize them, but beyond that, there's not much I can do. So we never got the claim over here yet, as well. Oh, there we go, another conversion done.